Up first, photographer Mike Forsberg seeks connections between Sandhills wildlife and underground water.
Mike Forsberg is on a mission.
Well, that's different.
He's a nationally renowned photographer, conservationist, and author.
You walk into a place like this that's never been plowed or tilled, you can just feel it. It's a different feel. It's got a different spirit to it.
For 4 years, he's been trekking 100,000 miles across all 12 states of the Great Plains. His goal is to portray a surprising diversity of wildlife and plant species in a region often overlooked as flyover country. And his images fill a new book, Great Plains, America's Lingering Wild.
I want people to understand that there's something out there. It's not one big flat cornfield. It's not a place that you drive through necessarily at 80 miles an hour or fly over at 30,000 feet. It's a place that has tremendous value, tremendous beauty.
It's late January. Mike is visiting the Sandhills, a sea of grass-covered sand dunes that stretch across the western expanse of Nebraska. At Blue Creek Ranch, Mike is joined by University of Nebraska hydrologist Jim Gecky and ranch manager Alan O'Borney. As he's done for more than a decade, Mike attempts to photograph elusive trumpeter swans near the Crescent Lake National Wildlife Refuge.
They land into the wind, so they should be landing right into the face of the blind.
At this time of year, most of the lakes throughout the Sandhills are frozen over. During milder seasons, these lakes provide important breeding, nesting, and feeding habitat for a wide range of birds. But while all the lakes are frozen, there's just one source of open water: Blue Creek. Blue Creek is spring-fed by the largest underground source of water in the entire Great Plains, the Ogallala Aquifer. It stretches from South Dakota to Texas, lying beneath nearly 2/5 of the Great Plains. The relationship between the underground water of the aquifer and the surface water of Blue Creek is the reason Mike returns here year after year.
It's an exciting time to be a photographer.
The aquifer system is vital to the existence of swans and other wildlife. The springs flow from the aquifer at a constant temperature of around 56 degrees.
In the depths of winter, when everything else freezes over, the lakes freeze over, the creek still runs because of these powerful springs coming up from the Ogallala Aquifer. So these places are just, these creeks are just magnets for waterfowl and wildlife in the wintertime.
Near Blue Creek, Mike has placed his photo blind to attempt to capture the trumpeter swans.
We're going to go down, and then we're going to come along this low swale and sort of angle up to the blind. If these swans do something weird, if they start acting more out of the ordinary than they are now, then we're going to bag it.
As Mike approaches the blind, the birds get spooked. So Mike continues to the blind on his own, taking with him a small handheld video camera.
So this is the home away from home, the Sandhills Swamp Motel, in the upper reaches of Blue Creek drainage and the Nebraska Sandhills. And this is my world for the next 12 hours or so. Me and the ducks. They're coming in big waves now.
They're all Canadas. There's several different subspecies of Canadas out here, and I'm waiting for trumpeter swans. Hopefully they'll come.
It was noisy neighbors. The moon came up late, and as soon as that moon came up, birds started flying. Fly up and down river, you'd hear geese, and you'd hear swans, and you'd hear ducks. And that I've never seen before. Maybe that's something they do all the time. We're talking about history, we're talking about geology, we're talking about how the Sandhills maybe were formed. We're talking about this huge, vast sponge of water that we're sitting on top of, and how groundwater is connected to surface water, and how all these creatures rely on this water to survive, how we rely on this water to survive, and how we use it. This is really cool.
This program will provide an overview of Omaha's current sewer system, the unfunded federal mandate with which Omaha must comply. Details of Omaha's solution-based program, the cost to ratepayers, as well as the future of the program and what it means for Omaha area residents and businesses. In the modern world, plumbing is all but taken for granted. Disposal of human waste is largely unseen from the public eye, a far cry from the chamber pots and outhouses that were common less than 150 years ago. The invention of modern sewer systems created a way for human and commercial waste to be transported away from residential and business areas. Many cities, such as Omaha, began building their sewer system early on.
A combined sewer system that is in place in the older part of Omaha was constructed in the late 1800s. It was really state of the art at that time, and has served to convey both wastewater and storm wastewater. It has served the city very well.
The construction of sewer systems was not the final answer to disposal of waste. Originally, sewer systems did nothing more than transport wastewater into the Missouri River. It wasn't until treatment plants were built that the majority of the water collected from the system was treated. Wastewater arrives at a treatment plant from either a combined sewer system or a separated sewer system. In a combined system, wastewater and runoff are combined into one pipe to be treated. In a separate system, wastewater is collected separately from other stormwater and sent to be treated at the wastewater treatment plant. In Omaha, the sewer system east of 72nd Street is a combined system, while the sewer system west of 72nd Street is a separated system. When it rains, the combined system carries both wastewater and stormwater from east of 72nd Street, as well as wastewater from west of 72nd Street. This combined stormwater and wastewater overflows the system, and raw sewage then overflows into the Missouri River and Papillion Creek at 29 different overflow points along these bodies of water.
Husker football, legendary for its tradition of pride and excellence. Experience all the passion of Husker Nation with Hail Varsity magazine. Delivered 16 times per year with analysis and photo stories to keep the most dedicated Husker fan informed on everything Big Red. The only locally owned and operated Husker publication. Hail Varsity. For information, hailvarsity.com.
Tom Kelley's Pro Shop is your home for bowling supplies. Established in 1980, the shop offers 45 different shoe styles, including the complete line of Brunswick, thousands of balls, and over 200 styles of bags. A father and son team with experience in drilling since 1958 use customized hand measuring and the latest equipment to provide you with the right fit. You can walk in, find everything you need, and go bowling the same day. Tom Kelley's Pro Shop, located in Omaha and Norfolk.
This woman was obviously impacted by the beauty and the educational content of the show that we've been watching, Nebraska Land and Sky. And you know, for me, it's made an impact because I'm not a native Nebraskan, and so when I used to drive through Nebraska, all I saw was I-80. So when someone says I-80 flat, that really resonates with me because I had no clue how diverse Nebraska was, and it's really programs like Nebraska Land and Sky and your program, Great Plains America's Lingering Wild, that I was able to see Nebraska. I haven't been able to visit all of Nebraska yet, but I've been able to see the state because of programs like this, like Nebraska Land and Sky. And these programs are really special for families who haven't been able to visit all of Nebraska. It's really a window to our home state. And Mike, as we produce these shows here at NET, there's probably a feeling, an impact that the producers really want to have on his or her audience. Can you talk about your current Platte Basin River time-lapse project? What's the impact that you want to have on viewers?
Sure, let me give.
It's a really good show. We're so glad that you've tuned in to us. My favorite song out of the last bunch was Christmas 1915. I think it's one of those songs that really plays up the Celtic roots, where there's so much storytelling involved in all the Celtic songs. And you almost feel like you're reading a young soldier's diary when you're hearing this song. And it's so moving. I guess it's so many generations removed from me. I can't personally relate to it, but some of the themes are universal. So it's just one of those songs that it really touches you and it moves you. And it's not a traditional Christmas song. Maybe that's why I like it. It's not one of those standards that you memorize from when you're young.
Yeah,
I think that's what's great about Celtic Thunder you mentioned earlier. It's a new type of music. It's maybe not something that you would typically hear on the airwaves right now. And it's something for the whole family, young and old. It's going to be a great show. And this Celtic idea, this Celtic tradition of storytelling, it really shows throughout all of their songs. And I think I was kind of like that person that you mentioned where I wasn't really knowledgeable about Celtic Thunder. And then I saw them here in concert. I saw their show and I became a fan. Like I said earlier, my dad was with me and he was a fan. I didn't even know about it.
Yeah,
so we had a wonderful experience together. So for me personally, I can say, it's a wonderful experience for you and the whole family. We would love to have you there. It's going to be February 17th of next year in Kearney, and then February 21st in Omaha. If you're looking to go to Omaha, the tickets for two of them, it's going to be $240. If you're looking to go to Kearney, it's going to be $200. You know, I want to be that audience member that gets drug up on stage and her hair fluffed around and the guy's flirting with her.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't that be I don't know if you'd enjoy that as much. I would.
Who could resist that?
Who could? I'm sure you couldn't either.
I could try.
I'm sure you couldn't either. Well, you know, the Texas Tenors, this group, they've been around since 2009. They were on America's Got Talent. They are the highest rated vocal performing group ever on the show. And I think that's because they have a unique blend of country, gospel, classical, Broadway. They're all classically trained, but as I said earlier, you know, JC was over in Italy at the Puccini Festival. Marcus has been on Broadway. John teaches at Northern Iowa University. So they have a really diverse background, and I think that's what makes their sound so special. And PBS, your station here in Nebraska, NET, is so special because we're spreading culture in such great new ways and affording you the opportunity to watch shows like the Texas Tenors. So we'd love to hear from you and let us know that you support these kinds of programs too by calling us. The number is 800-989-8236, or you can go online at netnebraska.org/donate. Steve?
You can't help but feel excited when you hear that song.
I know, I get excited about Christmas music. Just, there's something about, you know, the holiday season. I almost put it on last night just because I was so excited. And, you know, I have a wonderful collection of Christmas music, but Celtic Woman is a great addition to that. So if you're looking for something new, something exciting and entertaining, something really special, I suggest get the CD of this program or get the DVD so that you can watch it after you're done tonight. And I can't express enough, this concert is going to be a wonderful experience. I've never been, and I am so excited to be able to experience it. You know, your support goes not to just purchasing PBS programming so we can bring you Downton Abbey, but we also use the money that you gift us for local productions about issues Nebraskans really care about. There's such a variety of programming that NET has produced over the years. Recently, we just had one documentary called Great Plains, America's Lingering Wild, and that tells the story of the modern-day Great Plains, and it really really showcases the diversity and the awesome natural wonders here right on the plains and in Nebraska. And then another documentary that we had was Nebraska Land and Sky. That was a real popular one with our audiences. It's another recent documentary, and it proves that Nebraska just is not a flyover state. It's been wildly popular. Like I said, you have responded incredibly to the beauty and the history of the state that's in the program. And it's interesting because Nebraska Land and Sky, it has a lot of aerial footage. So you have a unique perspective of Nebraska in this show.
That's right. It's like taking a vacation across the entire state of Nebraska just by watching an hour of programming on NET. And NET is the place to bring that to you no matter where you are in the state. We also have a lot of sports programming, including a recent documentary produced by producer Gavin Felix, and it's called Concussions Headed for Change. So that's another great one that we've just put out recently.
You're right. And that was one thing that we did, this documentary, we wanted to focus on because UNL has an on-campus concussions research lab, and it's really helping to change what's being done for our athletes when they suffer a concussion. We also have our weekly, speaking of sports, we also have our weekly Nebraska sports analysis show, Big Red Wrap-Up, also hugely popular, and it really allows you as Nebraska sports fans to recap the recent Husker sports events, and you get the latest news on all of Husker athletics. We also carry the NSAA state championships on air and online. This is a great service for families of young high school students who live farther away from the championship sites and they can't make it to the event. We also sell DVDs of the state championships for the families who aren't able to watch online at the time or on air, or those who just want to have a piece of history or a keepsake for the years to come. It's a really great service for our young folks who have worked so hard to make it to the state championships.
Absolutely.
Nebraska volleyball is on NET television tonight. The 11th ranked women's volleyball team play Hofstra University at 7 p.m. on NET1. Watch Nebraska volleyball in the first round of the NCAA tournament tonight live from the Bob Devaney Sports Center. And if Nebraska is victorious, watch round 2 play tomorrow night at 7 on NET1. NET Sports is Nebraska's home for sports. Tonight on NET television, Celtic Thunder Christmas is a magical musical celebration the whole family will enjoy.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Irish singing sensation Celtic Thunder warms your heart with the collection of the holiday music you love, done Celtic style.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Celebrate the season with Celtic Thunder Christmas tonight at 9 Central on NET Television's NET1. Explore the secrets of underground London with your students, or go on an adventure with Shakespeare's plays as a map to the past. Bring history and literature to life by visiting NET's free virtual learning library at net.pbslearningmedia.org. Help students understand the chemistry of fire. Share insights into the science of light and how light can measure distance, or explore the universe up close and personal through the Hubble Space Telescope. All this and more is available free at NET's virtual learning library at net.pbslearningmedia.org. From pre-K to high school, NET's free virtual learning library is your one-stop digital resource for learning. Whether you're a teacher, student, parent, or anyone who loves to learn, you'll find over 3,000 digital resources at your fingertips. Available free at net.pbslearningmedia.org. Dress for the occasion and have a cup of tea with Downton Abbey and NET. Come to the NET Studios December 7th and watch an hour-long sneak preview of Downton Abbey Season 5. Doors open at 2 p.m. with the screening at 3. Tickets for the Lincoln event are $10 and must be purchased in advance. To RSVP, call 800-634-6788 or visit netnebraska.org/Downton Lincoln. And remember to mark your calendars. Downton Abbey returns at 8 p.m. Central, January 4th on NET1.